when he was speaking to John, giving the letters to the churches, he said, "Be watchful, strengthen the things that remain." We'll talk about that word remain in a minute. That's where we get our theme here to stay. He said, strengthen and be watchful for the things that are ready to die. If you're not careful, that relationship you care about, it'll die. If you're not careful, your love for God will die. If you're not careful, the passion you once had for the things of God will die. You have to be watchful of that. No man builds a strong house without a strong foundation. In fact, this is a house being built. And as the house is being built, they start with a foundation of concrete. And on top of that concrete, they put walls and they put more structure and they put rebar and they put all sorts of block wall around the house and pour more concrete, more rebar. They make sure that the foundation is as strong as it possibly can get. Why? Because everything else, all the weight of that house will be laid on that foundation. I want to remind you what it says in verse number 11 of our text. I want you to look at it. It says, "For other foundation can no man lay than is laid, which is Jesus Christ." Let me remind you that our church, our foundation is laid on Jesus Christ. It is His idea that we come and we gather every Sunday. It is His idea that we advance His kingdom. It is His idea that we do our ministry the way that He has told us to do it. I want to tell you as we finish today that Jesus is our strong foundation, and if a family will be built to last, and if a life will be built to last, it'll be built on the foundation of Jesus Christ, who He is and who He has created you to be. That's a strong foundation. Your identity in Him is a strong foundation that will never be shaken. And so God desires to build us. Letter B, and finally, God desires to build His work. Now, this is a sobering thought, but I want you to lean in because we're almost finished. He starts to talk about building His work. And he starts to talk about the fact that He uses our work to build His work. That God desires some who would be willing to say, I'm going to labor together with you, God, in order to advance your kingdom. Now, most people think, well, yeah, I do some good things. I serve at church, and I give some money, or I do some things. But I want you to know that this is not just a checkbox that you mark, that this is a life that you live. So this is not just talking about when you come to church and you put on your "I'm here to serve" badge. This is talking about you waking up in the morning, the life you live, the heart you have, the people you interact with at your work, in your family, your friend group, regardless. And I want you to see how this is all-inclusive to every part. It touches every part of your life. Look at what it says in verse number 12. If any man build upon this foundation, so it's a different foundation than verse 11, Jesus Christ, this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest. One day it'll be made manifest.